My name is Nikki, and today I am going to be talking to you about my working at Butlins experience. If you don't know what Butlins is, it's basically a holiday site place thing where you can go on holiday. There's only 3 locations in England. I think they're all in England. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But I just wanted to tell you my experience because, you know, I thought I knew what I was going into and it was completely and honestly different, so I want to put this video out, not as any hate or anything like that, just it's my opinion and my experience of this job basically. So I was working at Butlins down in Minehead. I don't live anywhere near Minehead myself, so I had to live in the job. And I was told I would be working behind a bar. Never done that before in my entire life, but I thought, hey, it's a new experience. It's gonna be cool. I'm moving out of home. I'm gonna make a whole load of new friends, new job, you know, whatever. I was excited. I wanted to do something like this before, but I wanted to do the entertainment side of things, not obviously the retail side of things. I was told I had the job and I had 4 days to pack up and move, basically. And I have a lot of stuff, so it wasn't a case of I had to pack up my bed and everything there. The accommodation, the staff accommodation there, we call them, well, I used to call them sheds, because basically they are old like chalets and whatnot that they used to have like years and years ago for obviously guests. And these places are tiny. You have your own bedroom, it's not a shared bedroom, and then everything else is like communal, and you share with one other person. And I didn't have any money at the time because I had no job, and it was such short notice that I couldn't save up money or whatever, and I didn't have anyone that I could ask. So I went down there. It was a 3-hour bus ride to get down there. It was 2 buses, and I got down there and I was thinking, you know, oh, you know, I'll get in there and someone else is in there, so I can just borrow their food for a couple of days or something until I get paid. That'll be fine. But I got in there and I was by myself. I had no food for almost 2 days. Luckily the first night we went to Pizza Hut and that was free, so I stuffed my face with pizza. That was good. And then it was like training and whatnot, and I eventually had to ask another member of staff who I was working with to lend me some money until I got paid so that I could actually have food, which is horrible. But you know, that's nothing to do with, you know, that's my experience, not everyone has that experience. But the actual work side of things, as I said before, I have had no bar experience at all. Personally, I don't drink alcohol. If I do, it's a frozen cocktail, so, you know, they don't really do those in bars, I don't think. I don't know, I don't go to bars. And basically, it was a case of basic till skills. I knew how to work a till because I worked in retail before, so that was fine. Till work, absolutely, completely fine. And then basically, my first weekend shift was an adult weekend. And adult weekends are basically exactly what they sound like. It was an 80s weekend, so all they play is 80s stuff. It's completely like adults only, and it was jam-packed. You could not see the floor at all. I'm claustrophobic, I have anxiety, and most of my first shift, I just spent sat out the back on a chair complaining that my back hurt, basically, because it did hurt. My back did hurt. I do have back problems, but it was, there was just people. I had no idea. I knew where all the glasses were. but I had no idea how to pour a pint properly, nothing like that at all to do with the drinks. I was just stood there like this, and people were shouting at me, waving money in my face, going, "Get me a drink," and I'm just there like, "Oh no, I don't know what to do." And people are like shouting at me like, "Get me a Jaeger bomb," and I'm like, "What the hell is a Jaeger bomb?" So my butlins experience basically was completely and utterly awful. It's the worst job I've ever done. That's my opinion, because I had no training. You basically have to train yourself with this, because they just throw you in at the deep end. And I was there for like 4.5, 5 weeks. I eventually left because I was so depressed. It was unreal. I would spend the majority of my day in my room eating food. I would leave the house whenever I got paid, which was like every other week, and go get food, and then come back and just sit in my room and eat, and then I would go to work at night and absolutely hate it, and then come back at like 4 o'clock in the morning because obviously of the shift. And it was just a horrible cycle, but I ended up quitting that job because, one, I freaking hated it. Never again. I love Butlins itself as a place to stay on holiday, but to work there, nah mate, it's not for me. And yeah, I left there because it was just not right for me. If I stayed there any longer, I don't know what would have happened with me. I'd probably be put in a mental asylum. And I have family problems. My grandmother was diagnosed with terminal cancer, so I had to come home. And when I found out you had to work Christmas Day, I was like, here's my notice. Bah! Basically. I don't want to work Christmas Day. I don't want to be away from my family on Christmas Day. That's just a big no from me. But apart from that, the people that I worked with were amazing. I made good friends there. I don't talk to them anymore, but you know, this was a couple of years ago now. But I just wanted to tell you that, you know, if you do want a job in that sort of business, be prepared that you may not know anything and that you will get thrown in the deep end. If you do work in that type of job and you love it, great, that's brilliant. You know, no hate to any, you know, people who do work in that job. It's just the fact that that job was not for me at all. I'm going to end this video here. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, subscribe, it helps me out a lot. And also, when I hit 50 subscribers, we are close, we are on 37 subscribers at the moment, I will be doing a giveaway. So hit that subscribe button if you want to be entered into a giveaway, and I will see you next time. Bye! Mwah.